Hey crew, welcome back to the Spiritual Social. I'm Lexi and I have a new pick a card reading for you today. I think one of my lovely subscribers called Jasreet Kaur or Kaur, sorry if I did not pronounce that correctly, had the brilliant idea to ask for a pick a card reading that regards your family's perception, thoughts, feelings about your future partner. Now, I am actually saying partner rather than spouse because I know you guys are a diverse group of people and not everybody believes in the idea of marriage or actually wishes or desires to be married. So, when you are coming together with your future partner, it will be really interesting to check the cards and figure out what will your parents have to say about that. So keep in mind, this can be about your biological family or your social family, or maybe just maternal or paternal figures. Because again, not all of us are in contact or necessarily born into biological families. So I just want to include as many of you as possible. Yeah. You have a choice of 5 lipsticks. I just thought lipsticks might be a cool, fun thing to do. Please focus on the color. You don't have to focus on the brand or anything else. So basically for pile number 1, we have a very bright pink lipstick. Pile number 2, a dark red, kind of cherry colored lipstick. Pile number 3 has this bright fireman's red kind of lipstick. Pile number 4 has a gold lipstick. And pile number 5, if you're drawn to this black lipstick, then this is going to be your pile. Okay, guys, take a deep breath in and exhale. Choose with your gut and your heart and not with your eyes so that the reading is going to be more precise and it will apply to you. Also, please bear in mind that family readings can be quite triggering. They can be quite, difficult to hear. And I'm sure that as I was shuffling the cards, I kind of got a feeling that not all of them are going to be super happy or super cheery and supportive. I'm going to read the cards as they come out and I'm not going to sugarcoat the truth. I will just give you the reading as I see it. But I will try to also give you some advice or some positive reinforcement, okay? Because no situation in this lifetime is futile and cannot be recovered. That is at least my personal opinion. And if all else fails and you feel a little bit sad after this reading, which I hope you won't, but we never know, we're just gonna see. I just thought of linking a video down below where you can have a look at puppies being tucked in for a nap by their owner, which I just saw it when I woke up this morning and it completely made my day. Okay, guys, so without further ado, I will move on now to pile number 1. Mwah! Hey, pile 1, welcome to this channel, crew. This is your reading if you have chosen the Fuchsia lipstick, so I'll just put it over here. Okay, and let's just see what the cards have to say about how your family is going to think about, feel, and relate to your future partner. So we got the 3 of Diamonds, indecision, tremendous creativity. The Sweetheart card, union, 2 of Hearts. Shaman of tradition. Spirit of destruction. Wow, powerful. Ace of Swords. 6 of Coins. And be gentle with yourself. Okay, interesting. So how will your family perceive your future partner? They will definitely be very open and blunt about what they think about him or her. None of these cards, minus the Spirit of Destruction, which I am going to interpret in a second, gives me any negative perception of your future partner. So I do think that they will be quite happy with your future partner and that they will feel that you came together with a person that fits you very well. You might come from a traditional background, or your relationship might be quite traditional. Maybe you will be together with a person that is well, if you're a woman, they will take care of you so that you could take care of the children if you guys are planning to have any children. or they're going to be like the protector type, and you will be the nurturing type. So the kind of traditional gender roles. Your family is going to feel quite warm towards your future partner. I think that there will be a lot of banter exchange between your parents and your future partner. There will be a lot of conversations about money and planning and finances. So, for example, they might ask you a lot of the times if you are doing well saving up for potentially buying a house or a car, or for your children if you're thinking of having some. If you are thinking carefully through your work plans or your career options, if you have enough money to schedule holidays as well. I do feel that your parents might have very balanced opinion, or they might really like to sustain a work-life balance. So there will be conversations around that issue. There will be a little bit of frenetic activity in your household once your partner comes into your life. There will be a lot of options, a lot of choices. Maybe a lot of relatives are going to be pulled into and kind of magnetized by your union. And they will all want to say something and to take part in your maybe wedding plans if you guys are planning to get married, or if you're planning to have a civil coupling or a civil partnership. Then there will be, I see a lot of relatives coming together, a lot of friends, family friends coming together and voicing their opinion very clearly, very bluntly as to what is going to happen. You might actually come from a large family. With the Shaman of tradition here, I do see families that are up to 2-3 children or larger. I do feel that you will need to schedule in moments of intimacy and tenderness with your partner. Sometimes the conversations might go haywire. So there could be, due to this frenetic activity, you might feel depleted. So in order to not spoil your relationship and have arguments, because I feel that the spirit of destruction is the potential for arguments due to too much activity, too much excitement, too much focus on money and material aspects, or being too much under the pressure of tradition. Yeah, so yeah, exactly. So I do feel like Spirit is trying to imbue this reading with the idea that a very strong focus on tradition could put a lot of pressure on both of your and your partner's shoulders. So you do need to take it slow. You do need to be gentle. You do need to schedule in time for intimacy, take a break from time to time from your family, and just be very gentle and nurturing with yourself. Although I do see you guys as being quite wealthy. So I do see that there is a situation where perhaps because your family is quite large, or your partner's family is going to be quite large, you will have resources. So you will have a sense of wealth. You might not have a lot of your own money, but there will be wealth. There will be a lot of, and when I say wealth, I don't really mean your bank accounts are going to be filled and you'll have a Lamborghini at your door. There could be that thing as well, but I refer to the wealth in the fact that you will have lots of relatives, you will have lots of food around you, you will have lots of clothes, and there will be a lot of exchanges, a lot of bartering. For example, how it happens in large families, that everybody chips in when there is a large event, such as a birth or a wedding or a death in the family. So I do see all of that, all of those different elements, but there will be true, pure love between you and your partner. And I feel that in spite of the potential for, I see this as a destruction of your relationship due to too much pressure from interfering familiar influences, your union is very strong. I mean, this is the Two of Cups. So, and you see how Alice looks at the flamingo in this card. It's like, you're meant for me. We're one and the same. I'm going to stay by your side. And it's almost like the way she put her foot on this ball, on this furry ball. It's as if I'm grounded. I'm not changing my mind. You are mine. And it's the same with the Six of Coins. It's the Six of Pentacles, this atmosphere of generosity, of counting your pennies, but at the same time sharing them with others. Yeah, there's just going to be a little bit of frenetic activity, a little bit of madness when you guys are coming together, in terms of how dynamic your family relations are going to become overnight. But all in all, I mean, the best part about the situation is that there is this very communicative, airy, intellectual influence. So it's actually quite good, in spite of the fact that you might be exhausted by the chit chat and exhausted by all the questions that you might receive from your relatives and advice. Um, it's a positive thing to have people around you that tell you the truth. So yeah, there is something here to be grateful as well. Okay, pile number one, I think I'm going to stop here with your reading. I feel like these were the messages that came across. So all in all, it's a very positive way in which your family is going to perceive your future partner. And I hope you enjoyed this reading. Okay, guys, so I'll see you in my next reading. Mwah. Hey, pile two, you have chosen the dark red lipstick and this is your reading. Let's find out what your family is going to think of your future partner. So, Seven of Hearts, of Dark Hearts, learning to trust, turn to higher values. I know these have a different name, but I don't like spades, so I just say Dark Hearts. Queen of Diamonds, innovative ideas, creative intuition for goods. Shaman of Song. Hunter of Abundance. Dancer of Friendship. You got slightly more ancestor cards than the first group. Oh no, it was correct. The Hermit. Queen of Staves. Ten of Cups. Your children are watched over by angels. Okay, so this might be a situation where you are actually getting into a partnership because you might get accidentally pregnant. So be careful. It's not going to be a negative encounter. It's just going to be a surprise. So you might meet your partner, have really, really good, passionate sex, and then figure out that, oh, wow, we're pregnant. What are we going to do now? So you might want to solidify your relationship, or you might get into a very serious commitment. And this is how your family is going to find out as well that you have this future partner. I feel that before that, you might not feel so confident or comfortable telling them that you might have fallen in love with this person. I think that this is because maybe you are the kind of person that likes to keep their option open and dates around a lot, might be a little bit afraid of commitment, or maybe you think that commitment is not something that you want to do because you were hurt in the past. So when this future partner comes into your life, you will feel very drawn towards this person, and this person is going to think that you're very regal. We have two queens here, right? So you're going to feel, they're going to be quite smitten by your sense of self-worth. And your confidence, your sexiness, the way in which you handle relationships, and how you, well, also with the Queen of Staves, how you are sexually in bed. So very fun, very flirty, very confident, very exciting. But you like to keep things under wraps. You like to reveal in time and wait until you feel that the relationship is solid to actually tell your family members. Your family members, okay. I do feel like your family members, maybe you were a child that was conceived quite when they were very young, so they grew up with you. They could be quite creative people. They could be a lot into singing, making music. They could be musicians, or they could really, really enjoy watching dance shows or singing with the television, or playing, music on their iPod. You might have stumbled several times over them singing loudly in the kitchen or in the shower. I kind of get that kind of feeling. So your parents could be quite young, and they could be quite young in spirit as well. I do see that they do consider themselves more your friends than your parents with authority, that they have power over you. It's not that kind of atmosphere in your family life where your parents are like very traditional and a bit authoritative. On the contrary, I think that your parents, even though they might have separated, they still keep in touch with each other, and are very friendly and very, like, you exchange. I see you guys exchanging lots of funny emoji filled messages on maybe Facebook or Instagram or WhatsApp. I'm not saying that your parents necessarily have to be separated, but it could be that for some of you, I'm kind of feeling this, your parents have separated and they are still very friendly with each other, and especially because they are committed to taking care of you and any potential brothers or sisters. You could have brothers and sisters, and you could be the younger child as well. I'm just getting this right now with the Hunter of Abundance. You could come from a very wealthy family, but I feel like exactly with pile number one, if you don't have a lot of wealth, I do feel that you have a lot of people in your family. It could be that if your parents separated, they remarried, so it's like you have two families now, or they had children across these families, so you have a lot of brothers and sisters. You just have a lot of opportunities, you have a lot of people in your life, and you have a lot of links to your family somehow. Some of you could even work for your family, or together with them you could have a family business. But anyway, that's a little bit about your background. Let me just see how your family is going to react to your partner. So as I said, I think that the first reaction is going to be one of moderate shock. I think that your parents will be quite happy that you guys might be pregnant. And then they're going to be just very cool and calm about it. They're going to be like, initially, what? And then they will be like, oh, okay, yeah, fine, great. They might even share with you you might have just a couple of deep conversations where they share with you how it was when you first came into the world, and they were very young and inexperienced, and they might give you some sort of guidance regarding that. But overall, I do feel like there will be so much happiness in your family, especially if you guys are pregnant. I have the feeling that your parents love taking care of children, and that's why they remarried and they had other children with their next partners as well, and they are just really eagerly awaiting to become grandparents, or to add to their lineage if already you have brothers and sisters that have children. But I do feel like your parents are quite loving towards you, and they are expecting you to get pregnant already. For some reason, I do feel like your parents see you as being very independent, very beautiful, very confident, you just have your shit together. Male or female, take it as it applies. So your parents do hold you in some sort of high regard, and perhaps they might not have said that to you, but I have a feeling you intuitively know this. And that's why you are so careful about telling them who your future partner is, because on some level, you do not want to disappoint them. You do not want to introduce somebody to them and then figure out that they are just a fuck girl or a fuck boy, So I do feel that there is a sense of joy, there is a sense of abundance. I have the feeling that your family is going to help you and participate in you settling down. I feel like they will be very happy, they'll be very relieved, and they might even help you financially to just settle down, to do well. And they might actually help you materially, so that they are certain that you're not going to change your mind and dissolve this commitment or decide to not have the baby if you so wish. I do feel like it's going to be like the child is going to be divine. It's going to come, like, not in the sense that your child will be Christ. That's not what I'm saying. No, you're the moment when the baby comes into your life, it's going to be fated, and it's going to bring everybody together. It's going to bring you that commitment. It's going to bring the support from your family, and it's really going to tie things up if before they were a little bit disjointed, or you were not fully trusting your parents, or you thought, they're never gonna help me, or maybe you're afraid a little bit of taking on the responsibility of raising a child. I do feel that your partner is going to be completely smitten with you, and I do think that they will have sex with you with the intention of getting you pregnant, because they want a commitment with you. So I do think that this whole situation is more or less a process where people in your life are trying to get you to accept love and are trying to get you to accept commitment and to accept the fact that you can have a baby, you can have a stable relationship, you can have the support and financial help of your parents. You don't have to push them all away and be a very strong and independent and I don't care about other people or my emotions kind of person. You are beautiful, you are talented, you are creative, you have your shit together. But I think this is going to be a process of learning to let go and trusting more in the fact that other people can support you when you are making big, important decisions or that require you to a certain extent to become vulnerable. Yeah. Okay, so I think, again, a really positive message. Your friends might also contribute a lot. I see that you might have a very, very fun baby shower if you decide to throw one. Or, I don't know, christening, depending on your culture. What is the important kind of baby celebration event, either before the birth of the baby or after the birth of the baby? Because I know some traditions like to celebrate when the baby is born or after it has survived the first year. So take it as it applied to you, my lovely ones. I hope that you've enjoyed this reading. I'm just really happy that this is another positive one. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next pick a card reading. Mwah! Hello, Pal 3. You are at the right reading if you have felt drawn to this bright red lipstick. I have to say, just as a message before I begin having a look at your cards, I felt the need of putting this lipstick on my lips right before I began into your pile, which sends me thinking that perhaps you either come from a family that includes a lot of very beautiful people, people that like to take care of their bodies, that could also be a little bit vain. So maybe you have some vain relatives, or maybe your mother is a very beautiful person that is also a little bit vain or proud of her looks. I also thought that just this idea of feeling attracted towards putting something on me, I feel as if there is maybe a slight codependency tendency regarding you and your parents. Like you feel very connected and drawn, and you feel like you would hurt a lot if you were to be separated from them. So those were just a couple of messages that I just channeled for you at the moment. So let's see what your cards have to say. Oh yes, I remember that when I shuffled these cards, you got a lot of them. So you got 5 of hearts and Ace of dark hearts. I know this is spades, but I like to call it dark hearts. Variety and travel, and spiritual truth and transformation. This is one of the slowest energy in the playing cards. Hunter of vision, dancer of frustration, king of coins, 6 of staves, page of coins, knight of swords, the universe. Let me put it here so you can see it. And finally, focus upon divine and perfect health. Okay, I see what this is about. So yeah, there could be a pattern in your family regarding them wanting to take a lot of care of you because you might have been born with an affliction. So it could be some sort of health issue, or maybe you're just a little bit vulnerable in some way. Maybe, you know, some problems with eyesight, some problems with breathing, some problems with locomotion, so the way you move. It's just there is something vulnerable about you. Maybe if you don't have health issues, there's just this aura that your parents really want to protect you, that there is this sense of protecting you to the point of controlling you, more or less. So you could also be, I feel like there are a lot of females that have chosen this pile. So maybe because you are a woman, in a lot of societies in the world continuously, there's this idea that if you're a daughter, you need to be protected more and controlled a bit more. So it could be one of these scenarios might apply to your situation. I'm just saying what I see in the cards and what I feel that this pile is kind of speaking to me. Again, so as I said before, I feel like with the universe, you do have a very strong maternal figure in your life. It could be your biological mother or your social mother that is very beautiful, and also a little bit vain, a little bit, I'm not going to say narcissistic, because I don't really think that, for me, narcissism is a mental health disorder, but this is just a little bit like you know, that kind of mom that really enjoys things to smell good, to look good, always takes care that your aprons are, you know, in order, and that you have your boots cleaned, and that, you know, you are freshly washed and look happy and clean and healthy and polite. Yeah. So there could be that element. I see that your father is more on the traditional side, or your paternal figure, earning a lot of money, being very good business savvy, being very busy a lot of the times with foreign clients, being just that guy that a little bit like a boss, you know, like a manager, walking into a room and just being very, very busy. At home, I feel that your paternal figure might have been very busy, always on the phone, so it was very hard for you to get access to your father. And I feel that your partner might borrow some of these influences. Like they could be, I feel that the Page of Coins is actually your future partner. And a combination of the Page of Coins and the Knight of Swords as well. So your future partner is going to be somebody that is just, when you meet them, they're just going to be starting up earning money and becoming or aiming to become a lot like your dad, so like a CEO or a manager or a person that runs their own business. They don't have to be necessarily corporate. They could be, you know, a yoga teacher or but with the Knight of Swords energy, I do see them as being much more into intellectual money-making pursuits. So not necessarily into spirituality that much. There would need to be some cups or some fire energy here. And unfortunately, there is not. There is a lot of earth and a lot of air. So they could be into IT. They could be into academic pursuits. They could be into even scientific pursuits. So maybe they love astronomy, or they love laboratory work, or mathematics, or driving, something like that. They are very intelligent. They are very cutting with their words. They can be quite critical. And I think that here, and I really hate this kind of situations, but they could be quite critical with how you look. So I feel that you need to gather inner strength to answer back to them, and to just remind them that it's not polite or, you know, good to refer to your physical qualities that much, especially if you're a woman in a relationship with a man. It's like sometimes these things have to be said because there is a lot of patriarchal miseducation, let's just call it like that. Okay, so I do feel like your partner might be a little bit on the traditional side. He'll be very stable, he will be very sexy. I feel like he'll be this kind of person that will work on his body, so I think that there will be a strong attraction there between the two of you. Physical, I feel from your part is gonna be also quite fired up and spiritual. From his part is gonna be more mental, so maybe you're a very intelligent person, very polite, as I said, very well educated and well brought up, if you grew up in a family with such strong values and such strong parental figures that have protected you. I feel like your partner is going to be really drawn to that. So they will fall in love with you and with the family that you come from. You might travel together quite a lot. I feel that you will plan a lot of, you might join them on their business trips, or maybe they will join you on some trips that you're going to make with your parents. I feel like you're going to have a very, there's going to be a relationship between your parents and your partner of power coupling somehow. So maybe your dad is going to take the role of a mentor and is going to try to coach your partner into how they can get loans from the bank or advantageous rates for their business, or how they could save up. And you're going to really like that, because as I said, I think that the way to your heart, if you grew up in this environment where your family was a little bit overprotective of you, you're like this gem, like this pearl, and you would feel very scared and emotionally unsafe if you had a partner that did not get along with your parents. So it's really important for you. It makes you feel safe and grounded if your parents are welcoming this partner, and I see that they will. And they're going to take him on as some sort of acolyte, as a student that they can teach, especially your father. I see this very, very well. There could be conversations about, as I said, about maybe some pressure from your partner and from your mother as well, as to how you look and as to your health and how you can take care of yourself. So I see that you will receive a lot of advice that may be a little bit annoying to be honest. I mean, I know I would be really annoyed if my mom and my future partner would comment on how I look and how I dress and what I eat. But I do see this energy, so I'm really sorry. I have to say it as I see it. And I do see you as being you're much more of a spiritual person than the members in your family. You accept people, you understand them. Maybe perhaps because you suffered through whatever affliction you were born with. So you know people from the inside out. You're curious to understand a person's soul before their physique. But at the same time, you do appreciate beauty because of the way you were brought up by your mother. So you do appreciate physical beauty as well. And you definitely will be attracted to your partner's physical beauty. But I do see that a part of you might be a little bit misunderstood. So the spiritual aspect of you, of how you understand people, of how you give, you might want to take care of the needy, of the poor. You might want to give from your finances to them to help them. Take care of other vulnerable people, because you can put yourself in their shoes. You understand what it means to be vulnerable and in need of protection. But I don't think that the rest of your family members think like that. So that's quite of a unique quality of yours. You could have a lot of projects that you might want to start, but I feel like both in relation to your father and to your partner, you might not be encouraged to pursue them, because I feel like the male energy in your life wants to protect you and wants to take care of you, and they have the resources for that. So I guess you will have a lot of frustrating conversations with them about, you might want to start your own business as well, or you might want to do a creative project, or you might want to build a charity to help these vulnerable people that you feel so drawn towards. But your father and your partner might always dissuade you from this. It's like, why do you need to work? We can take care of you. You know how you get if you overexert yourself, if you overwork yourself, you get sick, and we don't want you to get sick. So there might be conversations following that pattern. I do think that in time, with some effort, following a number of these frustrating conversations and standing up your ground, both in front of your partner and in front of your father, you are going to actually, and because you're learning as well about what it means to build your business, I do feel like kind of towards the later half of your age, so maybe in your 50s, towards pension age, following your second Saturn return, you are actually going to begin this charity. So you're going to begin to be more active outside into the world, if you are not already in this position. So I do feel that there is a sense here of you needing to be a little bit patient with fulfilling your own projects and your own spiritual path. But in the meanwhile, you can enjoy the support and protection and love of your parents, because in spite of the fact that, as I said, there will be these frustrating conversations, all of the people in your family love you, and they care for you. It's just that they might not understand your spiritual vision. That's the thing I kind of see. So that's why you want to keep it for yourself. And when the moment is right, when the resources are okay, and maybe later on when your family members might become a little bit dependent and vulnerable in relation to you, because your parents are going to grow inevitably older, your partner might ease up a little bit once they start their own business, then I see you being more freed in terms of your creative projects, of your spiritual projects. But up until that point, I mean, just enjoy it. Just enjoy being protected, being loved, being you are going to be the center of attention. So I do think that, I mean, in spite of the fact that you might feel controlled and stifled, you will be the center of attention for all of these members in your life. I don't see, the pile number 1 and pile number 2 had a lot of family members. I don't really see this in this pile. You could also be so overprotected because you are just an only child. And I do think that your partner is going to see you as, you know how he's holding the coin and this card, like a treasure, like a pearl, like a coin, a beautiful coin that I just need to hold, I need to hold on to. And it's the same with your father. So I do see a lot of parallels between your father, paternal figure, and your future partner. take it as it applies. It could also apply that you have a very beautiful father and your mother is a business savvy woman, and your partner, even if they are a member of the same sex, has this connection to your very business savvy mother, for example, you know? So it could be flipped on the other side as well. But this is basically the message I had to convey. All in all, I feel like your family is going to have a very business-like, professional, ambitious, power-driven relationship with your future partner. And yeah, they're going to take the lead to include him or her in the family and teach them a thing or two about business. And in your situation, you're just going to be protected and very taken care of by these people. So I hope you enjoyed your reading, and I really hope to see you again in my next reading. Bye until then, pile 3. Mwah! Hello, pile 4. Those of you that were drawn to this golden lipstick, this is your reading. So let's see what your family has to say and think and feel about your future partner. I think that you had the most cards that came out. I'm not sure why, but we'll figure it out. So, the 8 of Clubs, powerful determination and foresight. The Queen of Dark Hearts, I know it's Spades, but I like to call it Dark Hearts. Rising to the top, innate gifts. 3 of Spades, 3 of Clubs, mental stimulation, channeling communication. Yeah, Mercury is retrograde, and this is why things are a little bit murky. Okay, Ancestor of Guidance. Shaman of Sorrows, the Sun, the Wheel of Fortune, ooh, 2 major arcanas. And you got the most angel cards, and yes, now I'm remembering, so I shuffled these cards, 4 came out, I thought it was too many, so I put them back in the deck, and I shuffled again, and another 4 came out. So in the end I decided, okay, there is something that needs to be said here, or maybe there is an extra message, guiding message of protection from Archangel Michael. So I just took them all. Let's see. Detach from the situation. It's time to leave this unhealthy situation. Shield yourself. Your home is protected by angels. Yes, okay, I know what this is about. You might come from a single parent family. You might come from a family in which you were raised primarily by a female figure, or a father that is quite in touch with his feminine sense of self, a father that is very caring, very emotional, takes things to the heart, or a mother that is more on the masculine side. So she's very... she had to work 1 or 2 jobs to support the family and you, and there was a lot of pressure and a lot of frustration, of tension between you and your mother as you were growing up. Maybe you felt that your mother was not really, or the parent that was taking care of you was not really there most of the time. Maybe if the father was highly emotional, you always felt like you had to be very careful what you say. There's a lot of intellectual energy here and a lot of like earthy, slow energy that has to do with effort. I felt like covering my mouth as I was saying this, so maybe you had to keep a lot of things in, like you felt like you couldn't talk to your parent, and you felt like there weren't any other relatives around that could help you in the situation. So for a while you did feel a bit powerless and a bit stuck in the situation. So growing up, I don't really see it as being such a great, abundant, fun experience for you. I'm really sorry to say this. I just see it in the cards. However, I feel that you are a very resilient person. So you learned a lot from this experience, and you grew to be quite a power-driven person. So you like to have things under control. You're quite brainy, and maybe you read a lot, maybe you studied very much, and you're very good at this. You're very good maybe at public speaking, at presenting. You may have chosen a career that has a lot to do with the intellectual aspects of life rather than the emotional ones, because growing up having to suppress your emotions and having to not really speak your truth kept you thinking that emotions are not really worthy, and they're a waste of time. So I did feel that I do feel that inside of you, maybe you gathered a lot of sorrow, a lot of sadness regarding the situation, that you kept looking at other people who had, dual parental families, and you thought, oh, why isn't that me? Why do I have to just hold everything in? And now I see why you got that many angel messages, because the angels are by your side, trying to tell you that you had to go through these experiences. Perhaps it was part of your karmic contract, perhaps it was part of your development path. And in spite of the fact that your maybe the first 10 years of your life and your 20s might have been quite difficult, if you're still through them, you might still feel like that. I do feel that your next partner is going to be somebody that life is just going to bring towards you. So you'll meet them in a very surprising way, but they will come right in the nick of time. It's a fated kind of encounter. I know I say that quite a lot in my readings, but whenever I see major arcana, this is something we cannot control. And I do feel like this energy applies to your future partner. This is going to be a person that is going to be, I just keep getting Leo energy. Confident, speaking from the heart, very brave, very attractive. They might not look necessarily attractive in the traditional sense, but they will have just this power to attract people towards them because they live very open-heartedly. So they have a very opened chest. The way they sit or they stand next to you kind of encourages courage and confidence in other people, because they might, have things that decorate their chest, or they might sit very proudly, or they might laugh very loudly. They are very generous with their money, with their time. They have people coming in and out of their homes. They have lots of their home. They have lots of friends. So it's a completely different environment that you will feel with your future partner than the one in which you grew up, in which I see quite restrictive and not having had that much, and maybe, a bit boring and stifling. But with your partner, I do see that this person is well traveled, and you might join them on their travels. You might have an unconventional relationship. Maybe you just meet, you develop this fuck buddies kind of relationship, where you just have sex, because I feel that you will be close-hearted when you will meet this person. And then gradually, this person is going to win you over. And through their constancy, through their joy, and through their commitment to just wanting to hang out with you, wanting to have sex with you, wanting to hear your opinions on things, this person is going to slowly bring a lot of light and healing into your previous patterns of relating. This person, I do feel it strongly quite here, might be a member of the same sex. So this could apply very strongly for people that are of the same sex. And it could be that they are of the same sex of the parent that you have this difficult relationship with. And this is because I feel like the universe is gifting you this person so that you will heal your relationship and all of the behavior patterns and all of the unconscious wounds that you got from your relationship with your original parent. So it's going to be a relationship of deep healing. Now, I don't really feel like your parent is going to accept your partner. And I feel that because of the fact that they will be on completely different vibrational frequencies. Your person, as I said, is very open, is very generous. They could be wealthy as well. They could, or just have an abundance of things in their lives, very prosperous, very prosperity mindset. Maybe they believe in the law of attraction. Maybe they practice meditation. Or they're just very spiritual, But I do feel that they are also people that like to have fun. So they wouldn't mind, taking some ayahuasca or, smoking some weed, because they think that those things actually complement spirituality. They're not separate from spirituality. And I think that they have the same feeling about sex. So they think that they have a very healthy view of sex. And they're very open. They're very open to commitment. They're very open to different types of relationships, and they might even secretly desire to have children one day. But your parent might be quite jealous on this person because of the fact that they are in such a high vibration, and because of the fact that they are so committed to you and that they want to make things work with you. Your parent might feel a little bit left out. So you might find yourself a little bit torn between wanting to comfort your parent, because I feel like this is the role that you had from the beginning of your life. You were a source of comfort to your parent rather than the other way around, as it should be. Parents should comfort us, not the other way around. The exchange starts to happen in our old age. When they become slowly more vulnerable, then we can actually give more back to them. But when you are little, they need to give a lot of love and attention to you, because you are the person that is more powerless, that is in need of love and of growth. Oh, so I really felt like I needed to say this. Maybe it's a little bit of a healing session that we're doing here as well. And yeah, I feel like you might need at the beginning to struggle a little bit. Maybe they will send you messages or texts when you're together with this person and it will bother you, or they might interrupt you or try to, feel left out and have some sort of melodramatic responses to you not being there with them every weekend, or to you interrupting your family habits. But you know what? This is okay. You need some time with this person, and I strongly feel like you should definitely go with the wave go with the flow with your partner. Ride the wave with them and feel happy. And you don't need to feel guilty for being happy with this person. So I strongly think that you should commit to them if you feel that this is your person, if you feel happy, if you feel like this person is genuinely bringing a lot of light in your life. I feel like you definitely should go for your partner and let the situation with your parent rest. I think that in time, once you change your own energy and you let go of the guilt of having to support emotionally your parent, your situation is going to change, because you're going to bring a different type of energy into your relationship with your parent, and they will start to see you slowly in a different light. They might not admit it at the beginning, but gradually you'll see how the energy will shift between you and your parent. And it will happen because you allowed yourself to feel love in relation to this partner. So I think that these are the cards, the meanings of these cards. So detach from the situation, and it's time to leave this unhealthy situation. I feel like because your parent maybe has some resentments that were not processed, maybe they did not open up their heart to other potential loves. There is a lot of toxicity that gathered within them, but you don't need to be responsible for that. It's not your responsibility to heal your parent. They might need to seek some help from a therapist or a counselor. They need to have their own friends. They need to have their own partners. You are not the person to fulfill all of these roles for your parent, in spite of the fact that maybe unconsciously you were placed in this position. So stay away from your parent for a while, or keep in touch, but don't do it to such an extent as you used to do it before. This would be my advice to you. I just want you to know that you are protected by angels. You are protected in general. And it's really important during this time, when you are together with this amazing partner that I see for you, to just shield yourself, protect your love, protect your heart, not from this person, but from any toxic parental influences that might interfere with them. I'm not saying that you should completely cut bridges with your parent. Your parent is your parent, so they will always, you will always have a special karmic connection with them. But it's good to be detached for a little while. It's good to just settle some very strong boundaries. This is it. This is what I was trying to say. And again, with the ancestor of guidance, do you see the horns? I feel like these are just the small healthy fences, the boundaries that you might need to erect in relation to your parent, that is quite critical and highly toxic. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say it, but like with the red energy, they might suffer from anger management issues. I don't see this parent as being very nurturing or helpful. So this is a really good growing and healing opportunity for you. Your next partner is going to heal you. It's going to bring a lot of light in your life, he or she. And they're going to love how powerful you are, how determined, how strong you are. But at the same time, allow yourself to be vulnerable with them. Allow yourself to, allow them to see these sides. They might also guide you. So they might have this kind of like very nurturing paternal or maternal quality about them. And again, it's going to trigger you to heal in relation to your physical parent. So it's just really beautiful. I see a wave of healing coming into your life. Whenever you're struggling, whether to accept the love that this person is giving you, or to let go of the guilt of not taking care of your parent on all of these roles that your parent seems to unreasonably put you in, then take a deep breath in and call upon your angels. Call upon Archangel Michael as well. I do see Archangel Uriel as well that might help you. And just say a little prayer. Just say, I summon you now, Archangel Michael. Please help me in this situation. Please help me release the guilt. Please help me heal. Please help me accept love. Just these small little mantras. It takes about 1 minute to say them. And you can say them anywhere. At work, in traffic, in your mind, silently, peacefully. Connect with spirit, because spirit wants you to have this experience to heal your heart. And if you go with it, my darling, I see that you will transform and you will grow, and it will just be just a beautiful period in your life where you will attract more light. You did choose the golden lipstick, so I do feel that you are hungry for this light to enter your life. So there you go. If it comes, take it in. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this message. Whew, it felt like a little counseling session, but you know, it came from my heart to yours. I hope it resonates. I hope it helps. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you again in my next pick a card reading. Bye, pile number 4. Mwah! Hello, pile 5. This is going to be a reading regarding what does your family think about your future partner. So I just have to say that in between filming pile 4 and your pile, I stopped, had some ice cream outside on the balcony, and then I had to go to the toilet. This is not TMI, it's just I was thinking how this relates to somehow sweetness and relief. So there could be a sense of sweet relief happening in your life. And I'm not sure how this relates to, or whether it relates at all to your pile, but let's see what cards you have. So, 9 of Diamonds, giving and releasing to others, trust. So already release, as I said, relief. This is so interesting. Then we have Queen of Spades, being a Queen of Clubs. I always mix up the spades and the clubs. I don't know why. Queen of Clubs, being a boss, being well informed and having a sharp wit. Okay. 7 of Diamonds, blending flow with constriction, having an artsy kind of flair. Okay. Ooh, Dancer of Lies. Spirit of Empowerment, interesting combination. Temperance. 7 of Coins, 7-7. So that angel number might be significant to you. Admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. Interesting. And this is your life's purpose. You noticed how we have admit the truth to yourself and Dancer of Lies in the same kind of reading. Also, as I said, 7-7. 7 of Diamonds is actually 7 of Coins. So there is a lot here about. Check out angel number 7-7 and see how this applies in relation to your material wealth and circumstances. Okay, I'm just going to say it as I see it. I do think that there is a queen in your life, a maternal figure, or a father that has kind of like these qualities that is quite critical, quite domineering, quite bossy. And you could be empathic, you could be intuitive, you could be an introvert, and you don't gel so well with this energy. I do see that you might actually be more valued and more supported by a paternal figure in your life. Your father could be a person that is quite nurturing, quite fun, quite encouraging, but at the same time, he or his energy could feel a little bit like he's being dominated by the strong maternal energy. So he's a bit weak. He's a bit not, oh, it sounds very bad to say that, but a bit spineless. So a bit like cannot stand up for himself. Could be codependent on the maternal energy and could be slightly addicted to certain things. And this is why I think that the maternal energy is so dominant, because there is a lot of power that the paternal energy is giving the maternal energy, and she relishes in it, but is kind of abusing it in not a good way. And then I feel that, I don't know if I should say this is a bit weird, but I feel like your next partner is, I don't really see your next partner in this cards. I'm sorry to say this. I see you having a very strong connection to spirit. I see you giving to yourself. I see you partnering up with yourself. Okay, this might feel very, very bizarre, but on some level, I do feel like this is my pile as well. So you're not alone in this, you know? There is a sense here of navigating at the moment between illusions, lies, and empowerment. You are spiritual. You are, as I said, an empath, an introvert. You're an intuitive person. You are working on your abundance. You are highly in the flow of your connection to the divine at your purpose. So I think that you might not have a partner, or a partner might be kept away from you at the moment, because you have to settle the spiritual foundations of your transformation, of your empowerment. So this is why you might be kept in a hermit mode at the moment, or you might have isolated yourself. You're working through some deep parental issues, especially in relation to a very bossy, domineering mother. Could be biological, could be social, but you're working on your life's purpose. I mean, I think that you had some sort of illumination recently with the Temperance card, and this is your life's purpose, about what it is exactly that you should be doing to increase your prosperity, to genuinely love what you do. And I see you waking up every morning super excited, super buzzing with inspiration and energy and love of life and self-love especially, and working at something that empowers you, something that makes you trust others. Maybe before you felt like you had to be very, you had to keep to yourself. Perhaps because, you were not trusting people. You thought that people want to control you, they want to dominate you. But now you're like, through the work that you're doing, the spiritual work that you're doing, you are not only able to see through lies and illusions because your third eye is opening widely, but you are also able to trust more in life, in other people, and you're able to give to others. I see you working on a very healthy give and take. So yeah, I do think that, you just have to go and fly your freak flag high. So your partner is actually your connection to spirit at the moment. And I don't think that your parental figures are very supportive of that. I think that your mom doesn't really comprehend what it is that you're going through at the moment. But do you see how there is this look, this person keeps an eye on you. And I feel like on one hand, the hands are crossed, so she's protective. She's like, I don't believe in this new hobby you got or new idea you got, but she's keeping an eye open, so she's interested perhaps. I feel like your parental figure, like your father, is much more supportive, it's much more open-minded, it's much more about, encouraging you. You could also have some sort of creative projects with your dad. It's a lot about, I feel like you're empowered a lot on the masculine side, but you are spending a lot of time retreating right now in order to nurture your feminine side as well. So I think the truth that you have to admit to yourself in order to potentially bring a partner into your life at one point is that you need to get in touch with your feminine presence, or you are a woman. You need to acknowledge this to yourself if you are one. So it's like, even though you might have the body of a woman, you need to come out of the closet mentally and just be like, I am a woman, I am not a man. I don't need to be masculinized. I don't need to fight and mistrust and be stoic and that kind of toxic masculinity kind of pattern. But you can trust, you can release, you can nurture others, you can be giving, you can be a different type of female influence rather than a bossy, well-informed and sharp-witted one, which I think unconsciously was modeled through you, through your maternal image. But I mean, this is so beautiful, you know. You are like, this is your life's purpose, and I think that your connection with spirit, and it's so beautiful that it came out here as a spirit, it's so linked, is the fact that you are empowered by spirit to become yourself fully, balancing your male and your female sides, the anima and animus within. I actually wrote a post on the wounded anima below. If you want to check my website, it might give you a different perspective on the situation. I write a lot about integrating the divine feminine, because for me as well, I suffer from an imbalance of too much masculine energy and having to accept my femininity as well. I generally feel like this is my pile. This is unbelievable how clear this comes across. So I hope that it applies to you as well. Let me know down in the comments. I mean, we're soul family. If you chose this pile and it applies to you, then we're soul family, clearly. And I'm super happy to connect with you. Because again, see, giving, releasing to others, trusting, helping others, through your connection with spirit, through allowing yourself to be guided by a force that is higher than you, through trusting, through blending flow with constriction, which I see as a sign of you're trying to settle healthy boundaries, particularly in relation to this female energy, but you're also following your intuition, you know, allowing yourself to feel things. And this is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You are not at all insane. Your ideas are not crazy. This is the kind of work of service, spiritual work of service, that is going to bring you closer to the life that you've always wanted to live. It's just that at the moment, it's just this period of transition. And I do think that you do have a counterpart that will be coming in, and it is somebody that is going to be like a unicorn, honestly. You're going to feel like this person is better than you imagined, better than you expected. And why? Well, it is because spirit is going to reward you for all the good, hard work you're doing at the moment to inspire others, to heal others, to give love to others, and to remember to do this for yourself, because that's very important. Self-love and other love both work together. If you have an imbalance, you have to stop and reconsider, because it's hard to give to others when your own cup is depleted. And as I said this, it was 11:11 on my camera, so oh my god. Ooh, this is so inspired. But I think the truth to yourself would be that you just have to accept the fact that you do have a mother that she is how she is, you know, and a father, he is as he is. But that doesn't mean that you have to be the same. You can be different. You can follow your own path. You can go and fulfill your life's purpose if your parents have not. And yeah, at the moment, I see you connecting deeply with spirit, and this is why you might not have a sexual romantic partner, but this person is coming, and I feel like spirit is keeping him or her away from you because they are just going to be very special, very unique, like something you've never encountered. And I feel like you are doing this kind of work to prepare yourself as well to vibrate with this person, to resonate on the same frequency as they will be. Okay, so yeah, I hope that this inspired you. It really made me feel optimistic. And yeah, as I said, you know, let me know, please, members of the same soul family. Oh my god, you guys, that's adorable. I love you so much. I'm gonna wrap the video here. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I will see you all in my next pick a card reading. Mwah!